Hi, welcome Amanda Tullis of Greenexus Consulting. So happy to have you join me today. Can you tell me a little bit about your company and your role there?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm the CEO and founder of Greenexus Consulting. Um, I'm an architect by background, and my passion has always been about sustainability in buildings. I started the company in 2011 to help architects, engineers, general contractors, building owners with their sustainability goals on commercial buildings. So we do a lot of third-party certifications such as LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, along with the differing technical services that support the project's goals. So energy modeling and commissioning to help with more of a laser focus on energy efficiency.
And is most of your work is in the Houston area, is that correct?
Yeah, we're mostly in the Texas area, and we've grown outside of Texas as well, just based on repeat and referral work, but the bulk of the work is in Texas.
Great. It's always good to find a fellow Texas woman who is running a great business. So I love that. How did you find us initially? How did you find Beyond the Chaos?
Yeah, we were referred to Beyond the Chaos through Amanda Say, and she had been working with you all and said she had, great things to say. And so that was how we originally reached out.
So before you started working with us, before you even reached out, what else had you tried to solve the operational challenges that you were facing?
Yeah. So, you can imagine that over the course of next year will be 15 years. As a business owner, we just are trying to do what seems to make sense and recognizing like at some point you hit a wall. And even though I had been to a lot of courses on, varying things from like QuickBooks to customer relationship management tools. And I also did the Goldman Sachs 10,000 small businesses. And a lot of that was really great information. But in terms of taking what was like academic knowledge and really applying it was where we were really struggling. So we had a number of false starts and hit a number of walls, and we just couldn't seem to get things over the finish line until we started working with you guys.
So I think a lot of business owners struggle with that. They know maybe conceptually what to do, but then how do you actually make it happen?
Right.
How do you implement when you have so many other things to juggle too? Yeah.
Exactly.
Why was it important for you to fix the things that you engaged us to help with?
Well, I was literally burning out my entire nervous system, just juggling and the day-to-day stress of it all and putting things into practice to where um, you know, I could delegate more and also for our team to feel more confident about being able to take ownership of the things that they're working on. Those were all critical items, foundational things that have to be put into place in order for me to be less stressed out, but also for the business to be able to grow and start to scale at the pace that it needs to.
I wish I had a screenshot of our very first conversation because,
I'm sure I was having a panic attack.
well, you look so much more relaxed and happier and looser than you did. You were so, I could feel through our conference call the tension that you had. So, I'm so glad to see that the change happened. And so tell me, I believe you recently took a lengthy vacation.
Yeah, I've taken like three vacations this year. It's been great. In May, I went to Ireland and Scotland, and then my best friend, who's also we own a small property together. We went to Vermont for a week. This was about a month ago, and then I just got back from Mexico. And so Mexico City was able to meet with some of the team that we work with, but also have vacation and get to do some sightseeing. So it's been an amazing transition to be able to step back and know that the team has got it, like they're on it. And, so it's not like I'm totally stressed out trying to vacation and run the business at the same time, but I really am able to step away and just relax. It's
And man,
been,
that recharge makes you feel better about your business when you come back, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You're all ready to go. So, if you remember way back when we first started working together, what was the first thing we did and how did you feel about it initially?
So some of the challenges that I had were related to CRM and project management. And, you know, everyone has a limited amount of time during the day. So as the owner, I'm trying to go in and research like what are all the different project management portals? What are all the different CRM, and just trying to figure it out is so overwhelming because there's so many teeny tiny little things that you could spend a lot of time getting into something and then realize it's not really the one for you. And so you all were able to help us find something that would work for us because you already know the lay of the land. So you were able to cut through some of the BS to get us, right to where we needed to be. And that was in and of itself an amazing solution just to know we were working with, a good tool that could scale with us.
And I remember that you were originally in Dynamics and then we moved you, and that was a little overwhelming. The amount it was too much for your small business,
It,
honestly.
it really was. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
the idea of it was great, but
Yeah.
actually getting it implemented and getting the right folks that really understood because it touches every facet of the business. And so no one person's really gonna, make that work for you unless you're a huge, huge company. So we definitely bit off more than we could chew with Dynamics,
And
which was unfortunate, but it was a painful and expensive learning opportunity.
yeah, I wish we had caught you before you started down that path. But we moved you to Teamwork and HubSpot, right? That's what
Yeah.
you're using now? Yeah.
Hold on just one second. Yeah, I'm on a call getting recorded, so just so you know.
So, what happened during the engagement? Can you kind of give us some highlights from your perspective over the time that we were working together?
I feel like you all listen to, you know, about our business and what our needs are and diving into understanding really what it was we needed and what we needed to do in order to, help things move forward. And, we've had worked with some other folks that, prior to you all, they sort of had out of the can solutions. And I don't think that they really understood our company and what we were uniquely doing and trying to do.
Yeah, it does make a difference when you can, when we get in, we dig in. We really want to understand not only what you do, but how you do it, and also how you, as the owner, feel about what you're doing. And so I'm glad that you got to experience that. We always like to give our owners a little love there. So, where are you today? How are you feeling now? How are things moving? Is there a big difference, from a financial standpoint? I mean, we've talked about the lifestyle difference, but from a team productivity standpoint, can you tell us a little bit about those things?
Yeah. So now that we're in teamwork, everyone's logging their time there, and so we're continuing to implement and onboard that, and like use it better and better as time goes on. But the thing that's been critical that we didn't have before that we now have in teamwork is that project managers can go in and they can see like, okay, we have 100 hours budgeted for this and we've used up this amount of hours, so they can be more responsible for keeping an eye on budgets, because scope creep in our industry really makes or breaks projects like in a big way. And also, we're able to more quickly and easily look at our billable labor. Every week or every other week, we look at, okay, are we hitting the number of billable hours that we need to invoice out so that we're whole at the end of the day? We got to pay payroll and all of that. So having access to that information in a way that's in the past. So it's like, okay, let me go number crunch all these spreadsheets, and it's just hard to get to the data to be able to make decisions quickly. And now we can do that much more quickly.
And so has that helped you rein in the scope creep and helped you be more profitable over that
Yeah,
time?
yeah,
Makes a
yeah.
big difference.
We have been sort of in a stuck place where we were like balancing different budgets, and now we're moving more towards sort of a set it and forget it, where we schedule everything out at the beginning for the lump sum projects, and this is going to help us with our forecasting. And so it'll be a new day here at Greenexus where the specific labor doesn't necessarily match the actual invoicing, but I think there's a lot of larger companies that are already doing it that way, and so we're sort of playing catch up. But uh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Is all that data, because sometimes just having data can be overwhelming, but if I recall, you had a lot of data before. It just wasn't in a way that you could easily access it, easily understand it, digest it, and make decisions on it.
Correct. Yes. I'm a big believer in data and tracking all of these things, but where I was stuck was being able to put the information together in a fast way that will help us make decisions quickly. So there was a lot of infrastructure in place to procure this data, which maybe not all businesses have been doing that, but we have. So we know we could get there. It was just how can we cross the finish line, and that's where you all were able to jump in and help us either create the tools or connect us to tools that that we needed.
From a client satisfaction standpoint, are they feeling more supported, that they know what's going on, that they understand the scope, that they understand the financial side better as well?
I think that the clients haven't seen as much of this, happening in the background. But I will say, if there are scope gaps, or if we need to ask for additional services because things haven't been like the timelines have dragged on, or that kind of thing, we can do that more quickly and before the scope creep happens, rather than this thing happened several months ago, and it's harder for them to approve that after the fact than before. So I think when it comes to contracts, it's been helpful, but
Approval
we're
in
still
advance.
delivering the same awesome service that we always have. So
Yes. But those approvals in advance always feel better than a surprise at the end.
yeah,
So
for sure.
I can see how that would make a difference. So if somebody else was considering working with Beyond the Chaos, what are some takeaways you would share with them as they considered the service?
I would say that Beyond the Chaos understands small businesses and the needs of small businesses. And since you all have so much experience with different tools and technologies, you're able to connect the businesses to the solutions in a much more streamlined way. I think that small business owners tend to feel like they have to figure it all out themselves. But at the end of the day, the owner of the company is the most expensive person time wise. And so it makes sense to delegate that out to somebody who's really focused in this area. And that's you guys. So yeah, we have and will wholeheartedly recommend Beyond the Chaos to other small businesses to help overcome some of these hurdles, and when you keep hitting the wall over and over, it's been invaluable to have you all help us get unstuck.
Well, thank you so much, Amanda. We have so enjoyed working with you over the past year. We look forward to the new things that we're working on together. We're proud of the accomplishments that you've taken on and made over that time too, and really looking forward to your continued success and love being a part of it. Thank you so
Yeah, thank
much.
you so much.